Welcome back to the 7th episode of Sports Avenue, where Steve and I, Jimmy, discuss hot topics in the world of sports. Today we're going to talk about Manny Machado and the Padres' future, MLB free agency as a whole right now, Joe Flacco, and the man, the myth, the legend, Case Keenum,
the man,
and Antonio Brown.
AB! Go ahead and follow us on Twitter at @SportsAv_. We're on Facebook, Sports Avenue with Jim and Steve. Go ahead and look us up. We're on there. I post articles all the time just to kind of keep things going, keep conversation. Instagram, sports_avenue440. And go ahead and contact us through our Gmail, sportsav440@gmail.com.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Also, watch every single video of ours.
Every single video. Watch it.
Every minute, every second, every millisecond, you have to watch it.
Joe Flacco, watch it.
Case Keenum, also observe.
Joe Flacco. So, being Browns fans, the majority of you listening are Browns fans. We know one thing about Joe Flacco. He is not elite. He is absolutely anything but elite quarterback.
Are you saying he's mediocre?
Yes, I am saying he is, in fact, mediocre. Because looking at his stat line, he's just not elite, which is okay. He's a middle-of-the-road quarterback every year.
And he's on the middle-of-a-road team.
Yeah, he is.
Denver's the definition of average.
Denver currently is the absolute definition of average. He's never great. He's never awful. He's always average. Always. Even this last year, even in 2018, when they benched him in, 9 games, he had 12 touchdowns and 6 picks. It's not so bad. A passer rating 84.15. That's actually his best rating since 2014, when he had his best rating, or his second best rating in his career. So I look at that and I'm like, it's really not that bad, guys. I mean, he was pacing to beat last year's numbers.
And probably 2016 as well.
Yeah. I mean, he was averaging 273 yards throwing a game. That's not bad. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So,
especially in his.
Yeah, especially in Baltimore.
Yeah.
So, you look at things like that, and his passing completion percentage was 61.2. That's not bad.
No, it's not.
It's pretty okay, but he's not worth his contract. And I think that's.
Oh yeah, because it was after this the year they won the Super Bowl, so that's why he got paid so much.
Yeah. Thank you, Jesus.
It's all you, Ray.
I'm gonna be. Yeah, thanks a lot, Ray Lewis. Good God. Gonna retire? Thanks. I'm getting a big contract.
Going to McDonald's.
Because the refs called it in their favor. Ugh, freaking bum city. I mean, annoying. I mean, you look at that. Ugh.
Well, the league now is just filled up with mediocre quarterbacks getting ridiculous contracts, though.
Mediocre? Yeah, absolutely.
So on the other hand, we have a new case.
Case. I mean, Keenum, Jimmy, we talked before the show. We understood. Yeah, he's a starter with the right weapons. Jimmy thinks that Jacksonville is a good move for him.
Yeah, I think he'd be pretty keen on that move.
Hey. But realistically, he's a solid backup on any team he goes to. But he's proven he can be a starter with the right weapons. You look at his year in Minnesota, he crushed it.
Yeah, he did.
He really did.
I think Jacksonville will be the closest team to like a Minnesota.
I mean,
in that
what?
sense.
Here you go. 3,500 passing yards, 67.6 passer completion percentage, 22 touchdowns, 236 yards a game. That's kind of chintzy, but 7 picks, passer rating of 98.3. That's pretty solid.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah. So, you look at that and the weapons he had around him. Who was the running back that year? It was Latavius Murray, wasn't it?
I think it was either Latavius or... Yeah, because it could have been Dow. It could have been Cook because he was hurt, so...
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So, maybe Latavius. Yeah, it had to be... be Latavius Murray.
Yeah. I mean, so Latavius is a middle-of-the-road running back, too. And then you have, Thielen and
Diggs. Rudolph.
Yep. Yeah, you have weapons. They have a pretty okay offensive line. Well, at least then.
Yeah, this year, the past year, they struggled. And they have they have one of the best defenses, too, so.
Yeah. I mean, Minnesota is probably one of the more well put together teams in the NFL. So you look at that, and was it luck? Maybe. 67% completion percentage. I don't know if you call that luck. That's pretty good.
Yeah. And he was throwing more downfield, I would think.
Yeah. I mean, 236 yards a game. I can get better. Won't when you're a backup. But I mean, he's a solid starter option or backup option on any team, and in my opinion, he's a starter. He's a solid starting option on a mediocre team, and right now Jacksonville is absolutely mediocre, thanks to the play of Blake Bortles.
Yeah, they need to abort on Blake Bortles.
Jimmy. I mean, but Jacksonville needs a quarterback. Like Jimmy said, they're aborting Bortles. I mean, and a decent quarterback. They're a decent quarterback away from being a contender. I think with the weapons they have, Marquise Lee's not bad.
D.D. Westbrook.
D.D. Westbrook is a legit beast. He's going to be good in this league.
Keelan Cole, he's solid too. I don't even know who their tight end is.
They have good running backs.
Yeah, even if Fournette's not playing, you still had Yeldon, who's also good. I like him too.
And then
you have the best You have one of the best defenses in the league
on paper.
Yeah.
So I mean, Keenum, he could absolutely be a 1-year bridge guy, and if they want to go for a quarterback next year, because that'll be the year. It's definitely not going to be this year.
Yeah, you can trade up probably.
I mean, what are you going to draft Murray this year? Well, they have the 7th pick, right? They have right after the Giants.
Yeah, they won't draft him.
I don't think they should.
They won't. They don't need him.
Oh, Kyler Murray, his size doesn't matter. Let me know how that works out when he's holding his head in his hands, because he just got absolutely prison gangbanged. Kyler Murray is going to be a bust.
He's going to get murdered.
That's awful. Only other quarterback worth pursuing is Teddy Bridgewater this year, that's a legitimate option.
I always liked Teddy when the Browns could have drafted him.
He had a weak handshake. Thanks a lot, Jimmy. Get it, Haslam? That's why they didn't draft him, because he had a weak handshake. And because Johnny Manziel was like, hey, Jimmy Haslam, hey, I really don't like cocaine anymore. Could you, draft me?
Can you give me a job?
I want a job. Mom and Dad said they're going to kick me out.
I can only leave at 9.
And 22nd overall pick. I'm okay with that, I guess. Thanks a lot. I hate you, Johnny Manziel.
No, they passed up Teddy Bridgewater and Derek Carr for
Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, and guess who's not in the league?
Johnny Manziel.
He's in the CFL.
I don't think he's even there anymore.
And he's garbage. No, I think he's on the Alouettes, the Montreal Alouettes.
Yeah, for all of you who are sitting there saying, "Oh, well, the league, they're going away from pocket passers, and there's a lot of passes outside the pocket." What did Johnny Manziel excel in? Exactly.
Nothing.
Thank you. Exactly.
Nothing.
He excelled in passes outside the pocket.
Nothing. He wasn't good at anything.
And I think Kyler Murray's going to be the same. I think absolutely they're going to be the same. I think.
You just won't get the attitude from.
No, because Kyler Murray seems to be a respectful, upstanding young man. I just don't think he's going to be a quarterback in this league.
I don't think so either, but who knows?
I think he needs to put on 20 pounds and be a running back.
You can put him in as a slot receiver or something.
Oh yeah, he'll be great there for 2-3 hits, and then he's gonna need a wheelchair. He's too small. He is too small. Well, he's listed at 5'10" and no.
Yeah, we'll see at the combine.
Yeah, 5'9" and 3/4, maybe. Get out of here with that trash.
Yeah, I always liked Teddy.
Yeah, so back to Bridgewater. You're gonna have to pay him though, because he knows the team's, and his demand is high. Solid quarterback, Teddy Bridgewater.
They were saying they were going to be teams going after him, which I don't blame him. He's a good quarterback. I think he is. I think in the right system again. I think he's good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate him. So I mean, whatever that's worth. I don't think that Teddy Bridgewater is necessarily a downgrade from what they had. So
if Jacksonville wants him, they're gonna have to pay more. But I think Keenum's the cheaper option
I think Keenum's definitely the cheaper option.
for any team, realistically.
I agree. And then, but don't forget Nick Foles too, because he's gonna go somewhere.
Yeah,
But he's not worth $20 million a year.
yeah, and it depends how. I mean, you're gonna have to trade him though. I think so. I don't know how much you're gonna have to trade for though. That's the big thing. I feel like Keenum, since he's not as notable, you could probably get him at a good steal. The only thing you're really gonna have to worry about is paying his contract, which is about $18 million, which isn't bad.
Which is,
It's a lot, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I think he can do a better job.
I agree. So, I mean, with all that, you take it for what you want. But Nick Foles is okay, but realistically, compared to Case Keenum, I'll take Keenum.
I've really never had a problem with Keenum. I think he has to get into the right system too.
Yeah, it's definitely going to go both ways for it. You got to have the guys around him.
Like, he was good when you had a team that had a good defense, a decent running game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I really feel like he would do fine there. And they could probably get back into being a contender in the playoffs.
Yeah.
At least they would make the Colts and the Texans make the run for their money, at least.
I think so, too. So, moving on from that, we're going to go talk about some AB, some Antonio Brown action.
Tony Toe Tap
over here. So the Steelers said they're trying to trade him, but he can't go to 4 other teams right off rip. No Patriots and nobody in the AFC North.
Yeah, because they know he'll destroy them.
Yeah, for the next 2 years he'll destroy them.
Maybe.
And then he'll just die.
No, he's gonna go forever.
I don't think so.
Tony Toe Tap will always live on.
I don't know about that. But he's a legitimate threat against any defense. He's proven that time and time again each season, especially his last 4 or 5.
Yeah,
he's just been
over time
dominating.
He's probably been the most dominant receiver behind maybe Julio, or he's the only other guy I would say against Julio.
And Julio had that 1 year where he didn't even catch touchdowns. He was just, no, I don't even want to do it.
Well, yeah, because they're double covering him.
Yeah. Still, you think AB doesn't get double covered?
Well, if they have Juju, I think it's harder because Juju can at least excel at one-on-one.
Yeah, which he did this year, but without AB, Juju's not a number 1. So they're going to learn really, really quick. I don't think they trade him anyway. I don't think AB gets traded.
That he's probably going to hold out or whatever. I don't know.
I think he'll sit the year if he doesn't get traded. Mainly because you already showed your where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
If you go back and play for these guys after dogging them the way you did in the offseason and the last week of the year.
Yeah, you're ripping on everybody.
Yeah, you just look you look trashy. You look like, oh, okay, I'll come back. Yeah, Mr. Yeah, that's what you look like, and it doesn't look good.
He'll hold out like Le'Veon did, if anything.
Which he should.
Yeah, if he's not going to get traded.
Well, if he's not going to get traded, but, he's already getting paid. But at this point, to save face, you have to sit out.
Yeah, which I don't think he would have a problem with.
No, not at all. Le'Veon was just like, nah, I don't like you guys. Nah, I'm not going to stick around for a little while. Bye.
I'd rather have AB than Le'Veon, though.
I would, too. Mainly because they still played well without Le'Veon.
Yeah,
They threw it the most in the league by a lot. And
that's why Ben had...
Who else are you going to throw to? You got Juju, but he's taking up double teams, and you don't have...
You have James Washington, who's a rookie. He's not developed. Vance McDonald's like more...
Yeah, but he's not a pass catcher.
I was just going to say...
Like, he catches 1, 2, 3, maybe a game.
And stiff arms people.
Yeah, oh God, he's brutal with it. But that's not like... I don't know, man. I just don't see. I think the Steelers are going to have a really bad year. And I'm going to laugh really hard. And I think AB's just going to let it happen. Mainly because at this point, why not?
Yeah, he has nothing. He has nothing to lose.
You save your body 1 year.
He has nothing to lose.
No, he does not. I don't think it's. I mean, it's not a bad move for him to sit. You don't get paid. You get paid. Who cares? You play and you lose face.
Well, everything you said was for naught.
Yeah.
And the guys probably don't want you back either.
No.
Because you pretty much disrespected everyone in the
Well,
organization.
yeah, but I mean, he said specifically it was Tomlin, Coach Tomlin, and Big Ben.
Yeah.
Which Big Ben's kind of scummy anyway, so.
And Tomlin's
just a pushover. Tomlin's just garbage. He's a trash human being. He is. That day, you remember that play? You tripped that dude.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. What kind of piece of garbage are you? Nobody does that. Nobody. You're a head coach in the NFL, and you're gonna sit there. That's like XFL. That's like stuff you expect like AAF. Like, I mean, really, like arena football.
You think Steve Spurrier's gonna throw his back out to trip someone? Walking.
Mike Tomlin, yeah, you're hot garbage, dude. I gave you all the examples I need because you tripped a guy running down the sideline going to score. You're a piece of trash. However, back to AB. I think that when talking his age and all that and contracts and whatnot, he
can't pay him too much.
No, you can't. There's no way. Well, what's the number you put out there, James? I think 10's fine. I think 10.
I think 12's the max at the most.
Yeah. He's an aging superstar. What are you going to be willing to pay that?
I mean,
12.
I'd say 12.
Maybe. I think 10. I think you give him 10 for 2-3 years. You make sure there's a team option on that last year.
Yeah. I mean, I would.
It's going to be a team-friendly contract. It's not going to be an AB is going to get paid a whole load of money contract. And if somebody does that, you're stupid.
Well, that's what a team like the 49ers would do.
Yeah, they're dumb.
They already paid Garoppolo. Like,
ugh. And don't get me wrong. I'm sure he's a good player. But I haven't seen what everybody else rants about.
Well, he's 6 years, 143 for a handful of games.
Yeah.
How's
that working out for you?
He's gonna have he's gonna have metal plates in his knee. Now,
yeah.
Because he can't run. Literally.
Yeah. Jeez, he's gonna be dragging his leg behind him.
Still got Nick Mullins, so.
Yeah, he's legit. I like Nick Mullins. I think he's gonna be okay. I think he needs a little more work, obviously, but I like Nick Mullins a lot.
Mull him down.
The only thing with the AB is if you put him on, what would we say, San Fran, or even the Arizona, put him with the Cardinals. I think that's okay. You put him on a team with a young quarterback, a rebuilding team.
Yeah.
Cardinals are awful.
I think realistically, I think if his
even the Jets, you put him on the Jets.
The Raiders.
Raiders isn't a bad move. They're full of scum anyway. Their defense is awful. It's not like you're paying anybody. You're paying Carr.
You're paying your entire salary cap would go to Carr and AB.
Yeah, which is not great, but at the same time, you got a lot of draft picks coming up. Here you go, Pittsburgh. We'll give you one, and we'll trade you.
Because who realistically
you'll get one because you shouldn't get a first round pick for AB at this point. He's proven to be an issue in the locker room outside of football.
Yeah,
he's calling people out left and right. You think he's going to go into a new locker room?
It's not like this was like his first problem either.
Yes.
He's had previous problems.
I agree. I think that there's going to be a whole lot of issues with this. I think it's only going to going to a new team. If he continues this attitude, it's only going to get way worse for him.
So if he's going for the money or whatever, just go to Oakland or.
Oh yeah, I mean that'll be exactly where he's going. It'll have to be Oakland, or like I said, that'd be the only team I see him going to that isn't necessarily. Oakland is rebuilding. I look at Derek Carr and I see a figurehead. I like Derek Carr.
I do too.
I think Derek Carr is underrated. And I think that Gruden's a quarterback killer.
I don't know about Gruden. I really don't.
I don't. I think Gruden, he raved about him when he, what was that? Was that?
He also raved about Nathan Peterman. Okay.
Well, he brought him back. God. Nathan Peterman.
When the same year he got drafted the same year as Bridgewater, I'm like, you take either Carr or Bridgewater and you'll be fine. They're both solid options, and both have proven to be, when healthy, both solid options.
That's true.
Granted, they both tore their ACLs, but
yeah,
the Carr's proven to see he can still play. He can still sling it.
Yeah, he can. I like Carr.
Yeah, I've always liked Carr.
I think,
literally for being a second round pick and what he's done, I have no complaints about him at all.
No, I wouldn't either. Which, granted, I think last year more or less an issue was him and Amari Cooper just weren't vibing.
Yeah, they really never did though. That was.
Cooper was a Pro Bowler.
Yeah, but he rejuvenated Crabtree's career.
Yes, he did, because he took the double teams.
Yeah,
and that's why Crabtree was grabbing all that. That's why the Ravens signed him for a little bit of chunk of change there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
he made Jared Cook look good again.
Yeah, Jared Cook, Bum City.
Then Jordy Nelson's over the hump. I don't know if Carr is worth $25 million or whatever he's getting paid. No, I
don't think he's worth that much either. No, I don't think he's worth that much. Not even close. But I do think that.
If you give AB Derek Carr, or you give Derek Carr Antonio Brown, I think that could be. Your offense already looks 10 times better than it does now. Because who's your receiver? Didn't they pick up Martavis Bryant or someone?
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah, exactly. You're nothing. Oakland has a whole lot of holes to fill. They have. I don't think their cap is that big.
No, because they're a smaller market team, anyways.
So.
And they already, again, a big portion of it goes to Derek Carr. So. And they gotta have enough money to pay all those rookies that they're about to draft too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not looking great, John. All right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go on to the Manny Machado signing. So,
was this a great signing?
Jeez.
Man, oh man.
Man, oh man. What idiots. Why? Nobody is worth that. So now, granted, his lifetime average is 282. That's not bad.
He's a superstar player.
He is an absolute superstar player. He hits a lot of dingers. He drives and runs. But last year was the only year he went over 100.
Yeah.
Which I actually didn't realize. So up until, 2015, he was solid. So 2015 and on, he was hitting over 30 homers and over 85 dingers. That's not awful, but he strikes out. He strikes out a good chunk. What about a 6 of the time?
It's not about him. He's not a bad player. It's just
no, not at all. I would never say he's a bad player.
You're just
he doesn't deserve $300 million on a Padres team that has all this talent coming up. According to all these analysts and scouts, you got all this talent coming up. You got to pay them. You're going to have to pay all these kids.
Yeah, eventually when they hit arbitration and all that.
You got to pay them. And I just don't think that they're there. 10 years, $300 million. 10 years, $300 million. It's a lot of money. And then Bryce, that bum, he turned it down from the Nats. I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you have.
And I think as crazy as it sounds, I think the Nationals are better off without him in the sense because they already have young guys and they have experienced guys like that Juan Soto. They used a rookie last year. He's coming up. He can easily. I'm not saying he's going to replace him, but he can easily fill in a hole for him.
Yeah.
You don't need to replace Bryce Harper. And if Juan Soto become a consistent power hitter, he'll just be more consistent.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, all you're looking for. So yeah, power is what Harper brought, and they're gonna miss that.
Yeah, but consistency. If you can bring that, I think that.
But I mean, a lot of teams just need that consistency. Get on base. Get on base.
Harper walks a lot, but his batting average is like, he goes from 300 to 240 in a matter of a year. Then he'd go back up to 340 and whatnot.
Yeah, he fluctuates year to year, which is strange. But what are you gonna do? But last year it was some called it a down year.
It was
249 average.
Like his on base.
His on base percentage was almost 400.
Yeah.
Which means what? What do you average at bats per night per game? 3, 4?
3 to 4, yeah. He's getting on at least twice or close to twice
every game.
Yeah.
And they said it was a down year.
It's just his hitting. That's it, really.
34 doubles. He didn't have a triple last year. 137 hits. 100 ribbies on the dot. 34 dingers. 169 strikeouts.
He also walked a lot, too.
He did. I mean, like I said, his on-base percentage was almost 400. So, I look at that, and I think he turned down $300 million. And then you compare Machado's stats from last year.
I think the most that Harper's going to get is 325. Maybe.
325?
Maybe.
Who's going to pay that? The Phillies are already saying they're starting to back down.
Yeah, because they know no one else is going to pay that, so someone's going to have to lowball Harper a deal.
Yeah, and Nat said we're out of the chase. We don't
because they don't need them. They've already been filling their holes.
Yeah, because they're not waiting on them anymore. You can't. Pitchers and catchers reported a week ago or 2 weeks ago almost now.
Well, spring training starting today.
Today, Indians are playing right now.
Yeah. Well, today and tomorrow are the first games. So I mean,
and Harper's not on a friggin' team.
Yeah, so I mean, teams are already filling.
And Dallas Keuchel. I mean, a lot of these guys, Kimbrel. I mean, they're holding out for money, and it's like, geez, man.
And because these teams are filling up holes that even though that they're not as good or as star-studded, these guys can still produce at least some type of level that you can fill in for cheaper. But,
yeah.
I mean, there's no point in paying someone that much.
No, I agree. I just...
Unless you're really trying to win now. I mean, and the teams that are winning now, they've already have their holes filled because they've been planning for this ahead of time.
Yep. I just think that Bryce Harper, and I talked about this with somebody else. A player, I don't believe Machado's worth $300 million, but that doesn't really matter, right? Because a player is worth whatever a team is willing to pay them.
Yep. So
the Padres valued Machado at $300 million. They said, "We want you. We're going to pay you that." But I still don't think that personally, the one player is worth a massive sum of money like that, because it eventually takes away from the growth of your team long term. Would you agree?
Well, yeah, long term for sure.
I mean, long term. I mean, the Padres, they brag, like I said before, they brag about their farm system, and yet, that you go and sign a superstar, which is great. Nobody cares about the Padres.
Yeah,
nobody watches the Padres.
But I also look at it. They're in a division where they're with the Dodgers, the Diamondbacks, and the Rockies.
So you got to compete.
Those are three teams that were competing for the playoffs last year and the year before.
Yep, and they're going to be this year.
Yeah.
And for the foreseeable future, the Dodgers are loaded every year. Yeah, now, granted, once Kershaw retires, they're going to be in trouble. But
the Diamondbacks are young and they're solid. Granted, they lost Paul Goldschmidt though.
Yeah.
But
I look at it as the Padres made a move. They can compete right now.
Yeah,
their roster looks legit.
Except pitching.
Except their starting pitching.
Their bullpen is awful.
Yeah. The defense is going to get a lot of work in. Machado's going to be busy at third.
Yeah.
So.
And short.
No, they said he's going to play third.
Wherever he plays.
He agreed to play third. And I got to be honest, you're about to pay me $30 million a year. Yeah, I'll play third. Yeah, I mean, jeez.
I'll play wherever you want me to.
Wherever you want, sir.
I'll pinch hit if you want.
But they Padres, they brag about their farm system. All these analysts, all these guys, they say it's the best system in the majors. And then you sign that superstar though, to that crazy money, and then you still expect these kids to come up.
Yeah,
And when they start producing, you don't have the money to pay them.
No, you won't.
And you lose them. You lose your future because you're a bum.
And eventually, you're gonna have to trade. I mean, you're probably gonna have to trade some of these people off because you're
exactly.
Because
now, granted,
if you're gonna have to win now, you're gonna have to get pitching. You have to get at least an ace, some type.
Yeah,
of ace.
you have to go into this season going. I don't know why Dallas Keuchel is not on this team.
Because he probably wants too much and they can't afford him now.
Well, now, yeah, but then you got to sacrifice somebody else. You need pitching because he'd be their number one, and Keuchel is not an ace.
No,
he is not an ace anymore. And that's saying something. Keuchel would come in and be their ace day one. He would have to, because their pitching is atrocious. So I look at this and I compare it to the Indians with Frankie Lindor. Eventually, he's going to want a payday.
Yeah, wherever he goes.
They've tried to sign him long term, and he keeps saying, "Nah, I'm not ready yet." That's scary. You want to know why? Because Indians fans love Francisco Lindor.
And he's been one of the main bright spots ever since he started playing for the team.
Exactly. He is a fantastic option for this team. However, if he says, "Hey, I want Manny Machado money,"
which he can make the argument for now,
which he absolutely could make the argument for, but it won't be on the Indians.
Yeah, 'cause the Indians won't pay anyone $50 million for 3 years or whatever.
Well,
they'll play Carlos Santana, who's over
$20 million.
But they don't want to pay.
God, that pisses me off.
They don't want to pay Michael Bradley.
Oh my God, that is so annoying. Excuse me. That is so annoying. I felt something touch my leg. It scared me. Yeah, you bring back Carlos to save face because you just offloaded
everyone else.
The majority of your starting lineup last year, you offloaded 5 guys from your starting lineup. Donaldson played a whopping 2 innings.
Hey, we got to see him hit a home run though. So.
Woo! Yeah, we did. That was great.
Yeah.
That was a good time. Crushed it. Oh, Edwin's gone. He was becoming a big face around here. Gone. And then you keep people like Kipnis. You keep Kip. You go in the first interview you had in the spring training. Who's going to be our second baseman?
Because who else are you going to play at second?
Tito, you suck. You are trash.
I don't know who else you put at second baseman.
How about Jose? How about where he's supposed to frickin' play?
But they don't have a third baseman. Well,
you could try Kip at third. You know who you had at third?
He can't even make a...
Yandy Diaz. What'd you do with him? You offloaded him for nothing.
Kipnis can't even make
Are you going nuts right now? I think they got Bowers.
Kipnis can't even make a throw from second to first.
He can't even flip it to Frankie anymore. I mean, good God. I look at it as... No, Kip's not an option at third. That was just play.
Oh, I know. I was just making the joke. He can't make a throw from second to first.
He really can't. Well, you can, but...
It was just sarcastic. But
Yandy, there was a study done. Yandy Diaz, all he has to do is elevate where he hits, and he's
good. Pretty good.
The best power hitter in the league, is what they were saying.
Yeah, the dude's like insane. If you look at him, I'd be scared to look at him.
All they're saying is all he has to do is elevate it. He's the highest ground ball hitter. He hits ground balls the hardest in the league. He hits the ball the hardest in the league, or something like that.
So you're not even saying he doesn't even have to raise it a lot.
He needs to raise his elevation of where he hits the ball
by a little. And he's hitting line drives.
And he's hitting line drives. He's singling. He's crushing it. And he is a little more, and he's just Dinger City.
What team did he even go to? I don't even know.
I thought he went to Tampa. I thought he went to Tampa for Bowers or something. Which, I guess this Bowers kid is supposed to be great.
We also mentioned this on the last episode, so check it out.
The Bowers is going to be great. Yeah, listen to last week's. We also talked about Kareem Hunt last week. Welcome back, buddy. But back to Frankie. Is Lindor an amazing player, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Is Lindor a fan favorite in Cleveland?
Kind of has to be.
Is he worth $300 million?
I don't know if anyone's worth $300 million.
He's 25. His contract is up
next year.
Boop, 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 boop. No, he got his money this year. So his contract, we have him through 2021.
So it'll be 28.
Now, granted, he's going to be making a killing these 2 years if he keeps up his production through arbitration.
Because he's got to force Cleveland's hand.
Exactly, and he should. He wants the money. Whatever. That's what this league is.
Because you're not doing anything in the playoffs. So yeah,
2022, he will not be in Cleveland.
I don't think so either.
I think he will ask for what his stats show right now. What, 277 last year? What did Machado have? All right, so he's still. I mean, lifetime Machado's 282. Frankie through 4 years is 288. He's crushing dingers. He's average 35 the last 2 years apiece.
Yeah.
He hasn't hit 100 ribbies yet, which is whatever. Machado just did it last year.
Because he's usually in the top 3 spots, so
Yes. So.
And he's one of the only guys that can hit on the team besides J-Ray.
Exactly. And I think he's going to be a leadoff guy again this year, which I don't hate. But as a leadoff guy, that's what he did last year, right?
He was like on and off. It was weird.
It was, yeah, his batting last year was strange, but he did it.
No, I mean like where he was in the lineup. They just kept moving him. They just kept moving people around. They just couldn't keep it consistent.
So, I look at it as Frankie's going to want money. He's comparing him to Machado. He's earned it. He's a Gold Glove candidate every year.
Yeah, someone's gonna pay him.
Yeah, and it just won't be Cleveland, and it's sad. But they'll pay people like Kipnis, and that it grinds my gears so bad because I see he's an absolute star. Is he worth 10 years? No. You give him 5 years.
That's just
you signed. You brought Santana back at $20 million a year, and Frankie's only making 10 this year. 10.5. 10.5. And Carlos is gonna sit there and DH and mouth breathe at first or
he's sitting in the bench while the defense is playing.
Yeah. And he's sitting there making double what Frankie is. And he's gonna be half of what Francisco Lindor is. At what,
Less.
7 years older? Yeah, he's gonna be probably 40.
A quarter.
Probably. I'm hoping Santana at least crushes like 20 dingers.
20
and drives in like 70 ribbies.
I hope he does more than 20 home runs.
Well,
if he's getting paid $20 million, he should be hitting like 30.
Let's wait. Hold on. Let's look it up real quick. Because I don't know what he did last year.
He's poo-poo.
He's something. He's really sad about this. Well, he's going to Seattle in 2021.
Good. Sweet.
How's that work? Good. Get going.
Take that $20 million.
So what, his last year in Cleveland, 23 dingers, 79 ribbies. Oh, see? 259. That on-base percentage, though, look at all them walks. Woo! Now, that's a lot of walks. It's a lot of walking. You know who else walks a lot?
Bryce Harper.
Yeah. I mean, yes, he walks a lot. He's in the top, 5 every year for walks.
Top
Gets
10.
on base. 352 was his last year. Frankie's was 352. Machado's 367. So, no, Carlos Santana is not worth $20 million a year.
No, I'd rather pay Frankie in arbitration for $20 million a year.
Now, with that, he played every game last year.
Except for one.
Except for one for the Phillies. That's his most ever. And it's because they needed it. But they made improvements this year.
Doesn't mean he improved the team.
No, I agree. He had 2 triples last year. See, you know what? He actually had a pretty okay year.
They probably forgot to market that they had errors while they were throwing.
I think
You need a gas tank while making it to second base.
I'm hoping he comes in and he's
Oxygen
round in second, like, oh man,
I haven't moved this much
sucking wind
since I got drafted.
I'm hurting, coach. Tito, pull me out, man.
It's hard not being a DH anymore.
Get Greg Allen in here.
Rajay, where you at,
Oh
bro?
man, where you at? So, yeah, but his average is 229.
That's garbage.
You don't need. He's gonna be a DH for us. No. You know what? Be like, hey man, we're gonna use you really hard this year. Why don't you strap on some catcher gear?
Why don't you just pay? Why?
Get behind the dish.
Why do you even trade Edwin then? What's the point? Because you're gonna get less.
Yeah.
From him, and you're probably paying Wait, how much are you paying Edwin? A little bit more?
Oh, here, hold on. I'll look real quick. Stay with us, guys. I'll tell you. Yeah, because I didn't even think about that. Edwin.
You're paying maybe, what, 23, 24? You're paying an extra couple million for him? But you're getting more out of him.
What Edwin's making, what he's on the Mariners, he's making 20 this year. He's
making a little bit more.
I mean, a very little bit more.
But you're paying him to do more.
Yeah, Carlos making $17 million this year, but the signing bonus is 3.3. Good God. I look at that, it just hurts. Edwin,
Skibidi pop.
Scooby-Doo pop pop. Edwin, he hit 246. His on base was 336. Wow, we're cutting hairs here. I mean, really? Yeah, he struck out a lot. Ooh,
What's to be expected from him? He's supposed to hit the home runs and stuff like that.
That's exactly what he wanted. That's a DH. Granted, he missed some games this year, but he still had 100 ribbies. He missed almost 25 games and change?
Yeah, 30.
And he still had 100 ribbies and 32 homers.
Well, didn't he forget how to slide? And he kind of his.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. And he
he
even legged out a triple. I mean, come on, he had 16 doubles, and the dude, he's paid to hit balls, so he's not quick. Yeah. He gave up on a couple of them too. You saw they just, oh God, just sucking wind. But I don't know if you're gonna sit there and trade Edwin, but you're gonna bring Carlos back
to do pretty much
what Edwin did, you might as well have kept Edwin.
Because for that extra million, you're gonna get 8-10 more homers.
What, 24? Yeah. Exactly, yes. Now, if Carlos comes in and has a 2016 season, and he's crushing 30-plus dingers...
But he won't.
85-plus ribbies... All right, dude, let's go.
But he won't.
It's on. But he won't.
Like, come on. Like, let's get real here.
I mean, if we're being fair, he's not. And it sucks. But what are you going to do?
He's going to get paid to literally sit on the bench and walk to first base every game.
Yeah.
He's going to be literally getting his paycheck during one of the middle of the ninth inning. He's like, man, I did so much work for this.
Yeah.
It's a dream come true.
So my problem is the Indians are going to lose out on a superstar in Lindor, but that's only because I feel they should maintain that $30 million a year, and you can average that between three other really good players. You can pay them each $10 million a year, and you can maintain for a long time.
That's when you moneyball it. That's when you start moneyballing. If these people are asking for astronomical numbers, that's when you start moneyballing.
Yeah, that's what we've been doing, James.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here looking at numbers, crunching everything.
But I am talking about like
You're talking about like straight up on base percentage. You're talking like all of that.
But they're being stupid with their decisions. Like,
we talked about that a couple shows ago, and that's what Cleveland did this year.
But they weren't smart about it.
No, they were really stupid.
You're not gonna pay Brantley $16 million a year, but you're gonna
pay Carlos $20.
And you're gonna gain an extra $1 million if you keep Edwin and leave Carlos in Philadelphia. I mean, come on.
I mean, jeez.
So what if you go over a couple $1 million?
Yeah, Brantley's making 16 this year, and what was it last year? 309 average last year. Dude raked. Granted, he only had 76 ribbies.
But he's in the top of the lineup. He's like 1 or 2, or not 1. He's usually 2 or 3 because he wants to get on base.
Yeah. 364 on base percentage. That's not bad. 60 strikeouts. Dude's got an eye, man. I love it. I love his. He walked a little. I look at him and I realize that the Tribe should have paid him. The Tribe should have paid him at least for another year, so you can try and maintain something. You have nothing in your outfield. You got
no consistency at least.
No,
he's the only
because you're going to be rotating. It's going to be what you call it
a 4-man rotation.
Yeah, probably. At least. And Bowers, and that's you're supposed to be first baseman's going to be one of those guys.
And that's if they all stay healthy, which more than likely, probably one of them's going to break a leg or something, trying to catch a fly ball.
Because that's what has happened, though. Allen's been hurt, or
Zimmer.
Zimmer's been hurt.
And they're saying Zimmer's probably not even going to start opening day. They're probably saying he's going to have to be out a little bit longer.
Jeez. So, I mean, you're already looking at issues. And then
Naquin,
you come down, and Brantley, yeah, he's been hurt. You know, he had, a couple of down years recently, 16.
When he's
17.
healthy, he's fine.
When he's healthy, he's batting .309, crushing 17 dingers and 76 ribbies in the top of the lineup.
You can't. I mean,
you're paying that. Lifetime average is $295. You're going to pay that.
If you're not going to pay $16 million for that, I don't know what.
I mean, yeah.
But you're going to pay $20 million for Carlos Santana hit $229 there.
Yeah, $229, $247 lifetime. Excuse me.
But $229 for
$229 last year in Philly.
You're okay with keeping $20 million for that?
I disagree. I think that's not right. So
you can't. They're not even doing Moneyball right.
No, they're not. And $20 million kills me. That kills me. That's 15 mil numbers. So going back to Frankie again, what this tells me is the MLB itself. You have to have a very good farm system. You can't just bank on studs coming to free agency every year and paying these guys every now and then. You've got to bring them up.
That's more like the teams like San Diego or
the
smaller market teams though. And like the big market teams like Yankees and Red Sox, they can pay anyone whoever they want for how much
their farm system is.
They don't need it. Doesn't need to be good.
It's not.
Yeah, they get solid. They get okay guys, but most of their guys they either sign like J.D. Martinez or they get you get a guy like Mookie Betts or Aaron Judge every once.
Yeah, they're good guys.
But they bring like the Red Sox bring in J.D. Martinez, Chris Sale. The Yankees bring in Aaron. They drafted Aaron Judge, but they bring in Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah.
Who else? A few years back, they brought Jacoby Ellsbury because he was good in Boston.
Yeah. So moving on, we're gonna come to our last topic. MLB free agency. And pretty much what it is
pretty much what we were talking about.
Indians need help.
Yeah.
And we found 4 guys out of every team in the MLB.
Guys that are still available.
Yeah. There's only 4 guys that I found that we looked at that could be legitimate candidates to come to the Tribe. Now, I was kind of rooting on Marwin Gonzalez coming because at least it would have been something better than what you have. That didn't happen.
That
didn't happen. So, Evan Gattis, DH.
Good one.
Even first, yeah. I mean, that's something. I think that's right there. Boom. That's better than what you have.
Pay him what, like between $6 to $8 million? I don't know.
Yeah.
Keep it cheap. Well, I mean that might be too expensive for the Indians. Who knows?
Yeah, apparently, I look at that and what his average lifetime is right about there with Carlos. It's a little higher. Batted .226 last year. 25 dingers. 78 ribbies. That's great. That's what we want. He even stole a base. He struck out a fourth of the time. That's what you expect. He still had 25 dingers. You put him in your 4th, 5th slot.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, 4th probably.
4th or 5th, whatever in your lineup. With Frankie and Jose and probably Bowers ahead of him.
Then either Allen or Santana. Because one of those 2 guys will probably be the tops guy of one. Because Santana will get on base and Allen's going to be the speed guy, so it depends on the day, I guess.
So, yeah. You let him get up there, yeah, he might swing out. He'll end a lot of innings. But if he connects, you're hearing that Mario coin flip at home. You know what I mean? Really, because they're all fast.
Yeah.
Frankie can go from first to home. Jose can. Greg Allen can. Greg Allen has really good speed. Zimmer, if he's healthy, if he's up there, he can.
Santana can't.
Santana could probably go from first to second. Maybe leg it up to third and need some oxygen.
That's what's a good leadoff, though.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta make sure you have a good leadoff.
Them saggy pants.
That chain might hit his head or something, too.
Man. So I think Evan Gattis would be a cheaper. I mean, they're both 32. I just think that is it would have been a much cheaper route. But I think the Tribe ownership wanted to go to saving face mode.
Because they think they're going to make up $12 million in terms of getting Carlos Santana back.
Yeah, they're going to make up $20 million with your fans. You were sold out the majority of your season last year. In-week games, I mean, like, you had great turnout every home game.
Yeah, because the team was good.
The team was really good. Dumb.
Just really had no bullpen.
None. And then you come to Martin Maldonado.
Martin
Maldonado. He's 32-year-old catcher, but he's still an improvement for the Tribe over the man, the myth, the great Roberto Perez.
He's the second best catcher since Johnny Bench.
Roberto Perez is a bum. I read an article before we did the show, and this jackwagon said that Roberto Perez is one of the best defensive catchers in the league.
Oh, you know who was the best? Jan Gomes.
Jan Gomes. Oh, where is he now? Oh, he was on the Tribe.
But he traded him.
Oh, man.
Because we didn't want to pay him.
Didn't want to pay him.
Oh.
Didn't want to pay Jan Gomes.
Of course. We can't pay him.
Of course. It makes complete sense.
Because, man, we just don't know who to pay it.
Why would you want to pay Jan Gomes? Why would you want to pay him, G?
Oh, because, he can hit the ball at least, a little bit better than Roberto Perez.
Oh, because he batted .266 last year?
Oh.
Wow, who saw that coming? With 16 dingers?
Oh, who?
Oh, wow.
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah, 48 ribbies?
Struck out a lot, but...
Yeah, he did. He struck out a lot.
Who cares, though? Who cares?
Yeah. He was also, I would say, top 2, 3 defensive catchers.
Yeah, he was always known for his defense.
Yeah, Jan Gomes is legit. I didn't realize he had that good of a year. 2014. He had a really good year.
I really never had a problem with Jan Gomes.
I didn't either. I mean, what was it, 2016?
Because you knew his defense was good. Roberto Perez has not shown me that his defense
is better. Like, even Carlos Santana. You and I talked about this. Him behind the plate was great.
It wasn't bad at all.
I loved watching him.
Yeah, he just got old and couldn't...
Yeah, his knees gave out on him, which I get. I do. I understand that. He's not worth $20 million. And Jan isn't making that. Jan's making... What is he making this year? 2019? $7 million. I don't see how you're... I don't get it. Don't get it at all.
And even then, even if he's $11 million...
even if he's 11.
I would be okay with paying that. As long as he's, because I don't really think
if you come in and you give me that, you give me a solid average, you're getting on base.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
I'll pay you $11 million.
You get on base once a night, somebody will probably get you home.
And
I'll take that chance.
And
that's Moneyball.
And you're a great game. And you can call a great game too.
He called a great game with the best starting rotation in the league.
Yeah.
The entire league. $7 million. Yeah, even the 11. I would have kept him for this contract.
I would have.
Oh my god! Now that I really look at, I can't believe we didn't do this. I'm pissed. I'm physically mad again. You're gonna pay Carlos $20 million to suck wind, mouth breathe, and you're gonna pay. You trade him for $7. Man.
And I don't think...
in his first year with the Tribe his best year in 14.
And I don't even think... And you don't get any... I don't think you got really anything in return for him either.
No. So, Martin Maldonado, he's out there. He's not a big bat. He'll get on base okay. His average is right about Santana's. His on-base percentage is bad. He strikes out a lot.
But you'll get him for cheap.
But he bats better than frickin' Carlo or Roberto Perez.
And he's probably not that bad at defense either.
No. And he's, maybe a year older? So...
Yeah, 2 years about.
I just... No.
And his legs are probably still somewhat fresh because he really hasn't played much since...
No, he hasn't. That's...
Well, because...
he's got 2 full seasons, so I think that's a little injury prone, maybe.
Well, no, because, they probably, rotate catchers. They give him a break every now and then, again.
Yeah, they don't wear him down like the Tribe does. Oh, my God.
Well, Gomes is 31. He's still just catching pretty much.
I agree. And then you come to people like Carter Capps.
The Caps.
Caps, man. I think he would help the bullpen out in an incredible way. I think that's needed. As a matter of fact,
I don't care who you sign at this point.
Yeah, I don't really either. Something's got to go. Something's got to happen, Captain. And bullpen needs help. He had a rough year last year. He had the worst ERA of his career, but he only pitched a third of the game.
Yeah, he got hurt. I think.
So,
I think he got Tommy John though.
So we'll see what he's like coming back. But I think you gotta look at him.
You might as well.
You might as well. I mean, really.
Unless you really want
He's 28. Dude's young.
Unless you really want Dan Otero really closing out games.
Jeez. No, I don't. I really don't. And then you got Adam Warren. He's an older guy, 31. But he's a legit pitcher.
He's a notable reliever.
I look at him, and his stats are skewed because his very first year he was with the Yankees in 2012. He was in one game for 2 1/3 inning, and he gave up 6 earned. So that looks like a couple of base hits and a grand slam. That's what that looks like. And he didn't play. So, 8 hits. So that's exactly what that. He had a really bad.
He tried.
Showing.
He tried his best at least.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, 2 home runs. How about that? So. And that's it. And that was his very first game.
And then
the next year he comes back, and he did a lot better. 34 games. Where were we at? 64 Ks.
I don't even care about if you strike them out. Just if you have a low ERA, which he does.
Minus that game.
Literally, his ERA is probably the best if you sign him onto the Indians roster in terms of bullpen. He would be probably the best.
Yeah, which that's sad. But I had a friend of mine tell me who knows pitching. He says that Neil Ramirez is going to be legit this year. He was working with Bauer. He was learning a new pitch last year when the Tribe got him. So he wasn't on point. I don't know. I don't know how to evaluate pitching like that. All I know is what I see. I'm going to take his word for it, obviously, because I want to, because I love the Indians. But I don't think that it would hurt to add. I mean, Dan Otero was, 57 years old or some crap? He's like 33, 34.
He's garbage.
How do you really feel? I mean, he's not. Let's make fun of Dan Otero for a minute.
His ERA is over 4. I mean.
Oh, yeah. Well, a lifetime, it's only 3, James.
But still. Well, Biseshi, he had a really good year in 2017.
Yeah, 2017. In 2016, yeah, he was clutch. I mean, he had a really good year in 2016. 2017 wasn't bad. Last year was literal dumpster fire.
You threw him out there when the score was like 12-4. Then you had to make the game closer a little bit. That's why you threw him out there.
Jeez, yeah, you did. 5.2 ERA. That's awful. But then he comes back. He has one bad year, and then he comes back and he kills it the next 2. So hey,
maybe
he had a bad year. I'm looking at a 1 point. I mean, look, really. So 2012, he had a 5.8 ERA. That was his first year in the pros. Next year, 2013, 1.39 ERA. Next year, 2014, 2.29 ERA. 2015 with Oakland, 6.75. First year with Cleveland, 2016, 1.4. 2017, 2.8. And then last year was 5.2.
That's up and down.
Yeah, it's okay, but hey, guess what? We're about to be up. Or ERA's about to be down. Know what I'm saying? So we're due. We're due.
Yeah, he's going to be the next Craig Kimbrell or something.
Oh, man. Woo! Don't get me started.
But no, Adam Warren would be a good fit. Just so I don't think he'd be asking for much.
I mean,
and plus you get an experienced reliever. His numbers are he's solid.
even his bad year isn't that bad.
No, it could fit literally perfect within the roster.
Yeah, and yeah, people. He gave up a homer. Ooh. So did Dan Otero.
He gave up plenty.
What did he give up last year? 12. Ow. Ouch. That hurts. A lot. In really bad ways. And I just don't see...
I mean, honestly, I'd be trying to go after any guy. I think Warren should be a guy you have to go after.
Yeah, I think you...
Just to show up for like a year or two. Who cares?
Yeah.
Pay him like $10 million. I don't care.
No, not 10. I mean, realistically, you could offer him 4, and he should sign that. I mean, what's Dan making? Danny O. 1.3.
Okay, fine then. You pay him like...
Oh, man. For jeez. So, yeah. You're paying Dan 1.3. Actually, you got him on a really good deal. So, for what you're paying him, you got a pretty good... You got a whatever.
So I guess you have to expect him to throw a 5 ERA every year.
Yeah, for 1.5. Offer Warren 4. You'd sign him. Well, you could offer Cap 1.5. Got him. Here you go. Bullpen's beefy.
Yeah, at least something, I guess.
Oh man,
can't be as worse than what you have now.
I mean, these people are raving about this Adam Simber kid, and we're gonna have him for the next 5 years, 2019 through 2023. So, I don't know much about him. I know we traded for him. Looking at him, he pitched all 70 games with Cleveland last year. No,
half of them, because he got traded last year with the Padres.
No, well, yeah, that's right. He came over with Hand, right?
Yeah, yep. They handed him over.
Shame on you. That was sad. 3.4. That's not awful. It's obviously I always went lower, but I've seen a lot worse. 58 Ks.
That's not bad.
68 innings.
Doesn't give up a home run either.
No, well, yeah, no, 5 homers. That's not bad. Granted, he came in. He got a lot of losses because I think he came in garbage time.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Or they just threw him into crappy situations.
Yeah, Tito.
Well, it's just gonna be him and Hand until they do something.
I agree. And or unless Danny O comes alive again. I don't know.
We shall see.
We shall see. Thank you all for listening. We appreciate it. We will talk to you next week.